I focus on that heart rate zone. I get faster and faster and faster at it. So remember when you were playing baseball and whenever you learned like football, the most effective coaches know that they need their players to recover quickly in short bursts of energy and running and sprints and things like that. Even in hockey, it's all about like being sprinting and stopping. The challenge with that, with training your heart rate to be able to go for a really long time, is when you start running, that's just not how it works if you want to run miles and miles and miles, because you can't sprint for miles and miles and miles. So your body is not really actually used to training the way I'm gonna teach you how to train. And what happens is, since our whole lives we've been growing up playing these crazy fast sports, like our bodies never really went at a medium pace and known how, like, been able to adapt to it. So if we keep our heart rate between a certain zone, when we first start training, it's very difficult. It's almost like you're walking. And when I was training for the Ironman, what's interesting is I kept it in the heart rate zone anyways. My coach was like, you're gonna feel like you're a pansy ass, like you're not working, you're not doing anything, and it's like you're barely even like jogging, not like walking almost, to keep it in the heart rate zone. My mile time was like a 12-minute mile in this zone that I need to keep my heart rate in. But then my body was like, oh, okay, well, I've never really exerted this exact amount of effort, so let me see if I can get better at this. And as I continued to do this, my body adapted, and my heart rate, I stayed in the heart rate zone, but my speed picked up to 11, to 10-minute miles, to 9-minute miles, to 8-minute miles, to 7.5-minute miles in this heart rate zone. And because my body had never done that before, I wasn't able to do that right off the bat in that heart rate zone. But that heart rate zone is such a low heart rate zone that your body will not build up lactic acid in that zone of energy. So when you see people crawling on the ground on Ironmans and they can't even get up or walk anymore, it's because they were in a higher heart rate zone, and they could do that for a certain amount of time. But then after a while, the lactic acid builds up so much that it just explodes into like your vital organs, your liver, your kidney, your heart, like, and then you're done. But when you're in this lower zone and you train in it, and you get faster and faster and faster in it, you can literally almost go forever. That's when you see people do 100 miles and more and so on, and they can actually tackle like long distances. But the cool thing about it too is that once you train in the zone and you get like a decent pace in this zone, then it makes it so you can do hikes, you can do all sorts of things. Like other people are in like 2 or 3 zones higher than you, and you finish and you feel great. Like you're not tired, you're not like, oh man, like exhausted and like stuff like that, because you didn't build up barely any lactic acid in your body, and so you don't have to expel it. So it's a really like a better way, honestly, to like have your body in a place where you could go and like hang out like with high level people and do like crazy stuff, but then still be feeling awesome the rest, and do another crazy thing, and you can do all this stuff throughout the day and still have great energy. So that's where I want you to be at. That's kind of where I'm at with like my my training and what I do. I focus on that heart rate zone, so I can go faster than people who are in higher zones, and I could do it for hours, and they wouldn't be able to do it for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes even 10.